inside, and Washington has done that incredibly well so far. Reese missed the first one, still with it blocked.
The basketball community is seeing what may be the most bizarre and perplexing endorsement agreement in recent memory. Angel Reese continues to provide stunning reels. It's the kind that makes commentators go for the mute button rather than the replay, not the kind you save for the season finale. Additionally, experts are beginning to speculate that this might be the most expensive misstep since someone decided it was a good idea to bring back the XFL, given that her large Reebok signature shoe is scheduled for release in 2026.
Chicago Bravado once again got their ass kicked. Angel Reese was so bad last night, the announcers calling the game, they were laughing at her performance. Check out some highlights for yourself. Well, KC, you always do this. You select a couple of bad plays and try to convince us that Angel Reese isn't a superstar.
Stack of keepers across brace themselves rather than get excited as Reese touches the floor. She has accomplished something so amazing in her sophomore season that it's practically an art form, making the third most layups in the league and shooting 31.5% on layups. Take a moment to process the information. The 6 feet 3 inches professional athlete in question is missing shots that high school JV players take while they sleep. The maths itself is incomprehensible. How does it appear to be a coin toss even if you're this close to the hoop?
Angel Reese, face up. Oh, here we go. Oh, snap. Cook up. Crossover. Crossover. Right to the rack. And oh, but we got our own rebound. Beautiful. We got our own offensive rebound. Here we go again. A little bit of travel action in there. Oh, and we missed another. But don't worry. We grabbed our second rebound. Let me just posture up real quick. Talk my ish. You can't guard me. You can't guard me. Point forward.
The best example was provided by a single game against the New York Liberty. In under 12 seconds, there were 4 consecutive failed putbacks. She was swatted back by 2 of them. The video did more than merely go viral. It became a living, breathing example of how to transform a simple basketball play into inadvertent humor after going viral online. Yes, her field goal percentage for the season is a respectable 44.4%, but when you consider that the majority of her shots land directly at the rim, that number loses a lot of its luster. The worst part is still to come. The majority of professionals complete layups at a 70 to 80% clip. Reese has somehow succeeded in making the game's most basic and straightforward shot a 50-50 wager. And supporters are left perplexed as to how a guy this tall could be so unreliable in the basket. It's not even the statistics that show how bad Angel Reese's shooting has gotten. It may be heard in the voices of those who are paid to make every play sound like a big hit.
Washington Mystics just put belt to ass on Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky. Sonia Citron was out there cooking with hot grease. Stir the pot. Stir the pot. Keep cooking, Sonia. That was a show. She put on a flat-out show versus Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky. Boy, did they ruin Angel Reese's.
Commentators for the NBA and WNBA are experts at making even a simple free throw into a shot that is heard all around the world. However, when Reese approaches the edge, those same voices abruptly begin to struggle to maintain their composure, and occasionally they fail. One announcer couldn't even conceal it following yet another puzzling mistake on what should have been a walk-in layup in a recent game. He burst out laughing in real time. Furthermore, this wasn't the light-hearted jab you hear following an infrequent miss. This was the sound of professional annoyance combined with real incredulity. When those tasked with promoting your greatness begin to mock your efforts, you've entered a realm that most athletes never even consider in maths.
In math? But it looks like Angel Reese wins 1 out of every 3 games. If I remember correctly, Angel Reese has beaten a team with a winning record once this season. So you tell me how Angel Reese impacts.
It has given the internet a field day. Her missed layups have spawned a new sports content niche. Millions of views, slow motion replays, freeze frames, and circus music added by fans to make every unpleasant moment last longer. Sneakers aren't being sold out of stock because of this kind of viral incident. This type causes the marketing staff at Reebok to look up at the ceiling at 3 in the morning, wondering where it all went wrong. The kicker is this. Perhaps all of this could go unnoticed if her team was piling victories. However, the Chicago Sky are ranked 721 and play a style of basketball that elevates some rec league teams. Reese is experiencing more than just a personal lull. IT is the star of a season-long battle that has executives and fans scratching their heads. The Chicago Sky are currently in the midst of an 8-game losing streak. This is where the plot twist lies. Because to Reese's recent back ailment, they have lost all 5 of their games without her. The contradiction is that, with her, they can't win. But in some ways, without her, they're worse. It's like complaining about a broken air conditioner when your entire house is on fire.
Wants to bring in talent to grow Reebok and have people wear it again because no one does. So one of his genius decisions was this. Fucking signing her, Angel Reese. If you don't know who she is, she's the queen of fish out of water going after a rebound that she shot herself and can get in the net ever. She reminds me of a 3-year-old shooting on those little kids' nets and throwing the ball and just completely missing.
Coach Tyler Marsh has made every effort to view it positively. However, the truth cannot be concealed by even the most well-crafted post-game statements. The athlete whose most consistent highlight is unintentionally causing blooper reels was the basis for this roster. When your celebrity is most known for skipping shots, a middle school student wearing a blindfold could bank in. Talk about championships doesn't simply diminish, it vanishes. Reebok is now involved in the Angel Reese resurrection effort. Despite this, with a signature shoe locked for 2026, she became their first big basketball signing in years under Shaquille O'Neal's direction. It had every element of a wise risk on paper. Young talent with a sizable internet fan base and room to develop in the position. However, when reality sets in, paper promises have a terrible way of becoming origami catastrophes. Todd Krinsky, the CEO of Reebok, even likened Reese to Allen Iverson and Shaquille O'Neal, stating that she has the same capacity to change culture.
Through All-Star break, we come back, 9 turnovers. We sit out with a back injury, we come back, can't make a fundamentally sound layup. Maybe they rushed you back from injury. Tyler Marsh, did you rush her back from injury? Tyler Marsh,
Here's where it becomes awkward, though. AI and Shaq were more than just cultural icons. On the court, they dominated the proceedings. That component is still absent with Ree. And the more misses accumulate, the less motivating that comparison seems. What were you thinking? Industry insiders are beginning to question whether Reebok truly understood what they were getting into. You're not merely purchasing an athlete's gift when you designate them as the face of your company. You're placing a wager on their future course. Additionally, Reese's trajectory appears to be a straight line onto the rim's bottom, after which the ball bounces aimlessly into the stands. Ironically, Reese's latest back injury, which has kept her out of many games, has been the most forgiving development in this ongoing hoops soap opera. Her absence has provided a respite from the weekly litany of basic basketball errors, even though injuries are never something to celebrate. Nothing could have been more convenient in terms of timing. The basketball world was gasping for air after witnessing a professional struggle with shots that most fans drain at the neighborhood gym, and it happened right as her failed layup highlight reels were reaching their maximum viral saturation online.
Went to school with, I'm not gonna follow people who are not friends of mine, but acquaintances, right? Again, you don't have to, I'm not gonna do that to you. But again, sometimes I'd be looking at their page and bro, you are fucking lucky. Cause I wanted to unfollow you so fucking bad, but again, I'm not no celeb, so I ain't gonna do it. But I low-key be plotting on niggas to unfollow me, just so I could be like, bitch! I don't even fuck with you like that. For real. And a lot of times I be wanting to unfollow people because a lot of people don't even really post.
This injury hiatus has been a gift packaged in ice packs for the marketing team at Reebok. They have saved valuable time by figuring out how to market a shoe that is connected to a player whose most frequently repeated moments are misses. The time becomes even more advantageous. It prevented her from playing against the Indiana Fever, who are led by Caitlin Clark, an old college rival who has successfully carried her celebrity persona into the professional ranks with comparable output. We were spared what might have been the most unfair individual duel since David and Goliath's encounter because of that absence. If Goliath had been holding a basketball and David had been blindfolded. From a commercial perspective, the Angel Reese experiment is becoming a masterclass in how a well-known endorsement may backfire in the face of public scrutiny rather than in brand growth. Reebok has made a significant financial investment in a player whose on-court performance contradicts the fundamental tenets of sports endorsements. The notion that buyers are motivated by winning. The formula is straightforward. Achievement sells. Because they aspire to be like Mike, fans put on Jordans. They channel that championship aura by wearing LeBron's apparel. However, what is the pitch for the iconic sneaker worn by Angel Reese? Miss Layup resembles your favorite professional exactly. The brand has attempted to reframe it by capitalizing on Reese's unrepentant demeanor and online presence, positioning her as a cultural icon rather than a dominant force in basketball. That might work for a lifestyle business, but it's a problem for basketball performance gear. Since the player on the box consistently demonstrates that basketball fundamentals are important, you can't persuade hoopers that wearing these sneakers will improve their skills.
Marsh has this point forward thing on lock. Tyler Marsh has this Angel Reese point forward thing on lock. There we go, pushing the pace. Yeah, Angel. It's okay. Don't be mad. All right, here we go. We got an entry pass. It looks like it's going to be to Elizabeth Williams, and oh, goodness.
Not required. Furthermore, it's not as though Reese's teammates conceal her shortcomings. If anything, they are prominently shown on the Chicago Sky roster. The offense frequently pushes her into difficult shots she isn't hitting rather than setting up simple scoring looks that could cover up her weak finishing. You have a more difficult puzzle than anyone anticipated when you include Tyler Marsh and a first-year head coach. His challenge: create a winning strategy centered on a player whose most consistent production consists of viral social media videos. It's similar to receiving a beautiful sports vehicle and learning that it has square wheels while being informed that it will win the Indianapolis 500. Perhaps most tellingly, the Sky continued to appear even more disoriented despite Reese's injury, demonstrating that this story is about more than just one person. The franchise is experiencing a complete identity crisis. A few of the Sky's numbers disclose a story that is both embarrassing and illuminating. Even while the losses continue to mount, several offensive stats have actually improved in games without Ree. Interpretation: although her rebounding numbers may appear impressive, her overall influence may be subtly degrading the team's performance. Coaches are taking antacids, and general managers are secretly updating their resumes due to this frustrating conundrum. Here's the twist, though. In the social media-driven sports industry of today, failure can occasionally yield greater financial gain than triumph. The number of views on Reese's missed layups is in the millions. Her dubious shot selections lead to countless memes, and her "what was that?" moments have turned into gold.
Had a good game, 22 points, 13 rebounds, but she shot terribly. She got bailed out so many times, throwing up brick layups, getting phantom foul calls from the refs. She did make 10 of 11 free throws, so that is good. 6 of 16 from the floor is not good at all. 0 of 1 from 3. She was a minus 11. Listen, man, Kiki Ariafing.
Athletic underperformance is now rewarded with clicks, influence, and continuous attention, creating an odd, almost perverse incentive. Regardless of the box office results, Rhea slipped into the role of basketball's equivalent of a reality TV celebrity, famous for being famous. And that's both exciting and risky for Reebok. Do you focus more on a player who attracts attention, even if the majority of it is unfavorable? The issue is that failure-based viral celebrity burns and fades more quickly. One day, you'll be the most popular inadvertent comic on the internet. The next time, your endorsement deals are stuck to a name that nobody wants to touch since the audience has already moved on to a fresh blooper reel. That's the difference between being worth remembering and being memorable. Furthermore, the suspense is unavoidable as Reese's signature shoes 2026 release draws nearer. Reebok has already invested heavily, published preview images, released money, and is putting all of its energy into the hype machine in the hopes that this will be a moment of cultural change. However, if the laughter continues, the culture may change drastically. Culture has the ability to define itself, and basketball confusion is the dominant theme in the culture around